before the world opens its eyes, before the noise of the day barges in, before the opinions, expectations, and distractions flood your mind. You are alone. Alone with your thoughts. Alone with your doubts. Alone with your potential. And in that sacred moment, you are not weak. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are raw power, unshaped, unwritten, unfinished. You are a forge and your words are the fire. The first things you tell yourself every morning will either chain you to yesterday or launch you into the becoming of everything you were born to be. So speak like your future depends on it. Because it does. That's not arrogance. That's remembrance. You carry the same atoms that sparked revolutions and built empires. The same life force that whispered in the ears of Lincoln and Churchill, of Edison and Da Vinci. And if mediocrity ever tries to seduce you, remind it. I was not placed on this earth to merely survive. I am here to create, to elevate, to lead, to become. Your biology didn't come with a blueprint for smallness. You were not wired for shallow waters. You are built for deep dives, for burning purpose, for greatness carved through persistence. Every morning, the battlefield is drawn, not out there, but within. Your thoughts are not gods. They are not truth. They are instruments. And you are the conductor. You can program your mind to serve you, or you can be dragged by it through another day of silent self-sabotage. Fear, doubt, insecurity, they are squatters, not owners. Evict them. Reclaim the keys. Your mind obeys the dominant voice. Let that voice be yours. Just like Carnegie reshaped steel, you must reshape your inner dialogue. Just like Ford reimagined the automobile, reimagine your self-talk. Strong minds do not wake up hoping for peace, they declare war on mental weakness. Not once. Every single morning. Motivation is emotional. It's fleeting. Discipline? That's divine. That's forged. The world rewards the few who show up even when it's inconvenient. Even when no one claps. Even when it's cold, dark, and uncertain. Motivation is for the dreamer. Discipline is for the doer. Discipline says, I don't wait for the perfect mood, I create perfect habits. Discipline says, I don't need the world's permission, I give myself orders and follow them. Every morning, command yourself. Be your own general. Not with cruelty, but with clarity. Not with fear, but with fire. Repeat this until it runs through your veins. I do not react to life. I create it. The world may toss storms your way, but you are the storm. You are not a leaf in the wind. You are the wind. Circumstances do not determine your character rewrites circumstances. This is the truth the powerful have always known. The inner world is the root. The outer world is the fruit. Plant wisely. From the dust of failure, Edison sparked light. From rejection, Disney drew dreams. From crisis, Napoleon Hill wrote immortality. You are not a victim. You are a force. Greatness is not one act, it is a series of acts, performed in private, unseen, uncelebrated, but repeated until they roar. The rituals you honor are the soil your future grows in. You want freedom? Structure your day. You want clarity? Guard your inputs. You want transformation? Build rituals that anchor you when motivation disappears. Ask yourself this every morning. Are my habits aligned with who I want to become? Because if they aren't, you're lying to yourself with your goals. It's not what you say you want. It's what you do when no one's watching. That's where destiny is written, in the quiet. What you did yesterday was training. What you do today is defining. The past is a lesson, not a sentence. Too many people wake up each morning carrying the weight of old regrets like chains on their soul. But you're different. You understand that the past is just data. It's not identity. It was fuel. It was pressure. And now, it becomes power. There is no growth without cracks. There is no breakthrough without breakdown. Even the phoenix must burn before it rises. Wipe the slate clean every morning. Forgive yourself not because you're weak, but because you're wise enough to know that guilt builds nothing. Tell yourself, I am not bound by who I was. I am being rebuilt brick by brick, word by word, choice by choice, into something unstoppable. Fear is a liar dressed in logic. It shows up with excuses that sound like safety. It whispers, what if you fail? And you shout back, what if I fly? Vision is oxygen for the soul. Without it, the body wakes up, but the spirit stays asleep. You must see it before you touch it. You must believe it before you live it. Henry Ford saw highways before horses left the roads. Wright brothers saw skies filled with flight while the world laughed at the sky. You must stare down fear and say, you don't get to drive anymore. My vision is at the wheel now. Every morning, revisit your vision. Not once a month. Not when you feel like it. Every single morning, feed the fire. You become what you behold. So behold greatness. Behold abundance. Behold the version of you that already exists in your mind's eye, then walk toward it like your life depends on it. Comparison is a thief dressed in friendly disguise. It will rob you of peace, purpose, and progress. You weren't born to be someone else's shadow. You were born to cast your own. There is no one like you. No fingerprint. No blueprint. No copy. And yet we wake up trying to race against strangers when the only race that matters is against our lesser self. Say this to yourself every morning. I am not in competition with the world, I am in alignment with my mission. Create. Build. Express. Don't mimic, manifest. The greats didn't chase, they carved. Beethoven didn't ask what others were composing. He heard thunder in his soul and he turned it into symphony. You don't need permission. You need to remember who you are. Not someday. Not when it's convenient. Now. You don't attract the life you want by wishing. You attract it by aligning. Your future self is watching, waiting. Every choice you make today either brings you closer or drives you further. So act like the millionaire before the money shows up. Act like the leader before the title arrives. Act like the warrior before the armor is fitted. The body follows the mind. And the world follows the bold. Embody the future, and the future obeys. It's not magic. It's mindset. It's not luck. It's alignment. 10. Gratitude is my power source. You want more? Be thankful for what you already have. Gratitude is the electricity that powers elevation. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance. From pressure to peace. From chaos to clarity. Gratitude doesn't mean you're settling. It means you're strong enough to see the gold in the dirt. To feel joy before the harvest. Wake up every morning and speak this aloud. I am grateful not just when things go my way, but especially when they don't. Because gratitude in struggle is what turns setbacks into slingshots. It's what transforms wounds into wisdom. Even storms serve a purpose. Even pain points the way. Gratitude reminds you. You already have everything you need to take the next step. The rest will meet you on the path. The most powerful species isn't the strongest, it's the one that adapts. The mind that survives isn't the smartest, it's the one that evolves. When the world shifts, you shift with it. When doors close, you build new ones. When failure speaks, you answer with progress. Morning by morning, tell yourself. Obstacles are not interruptions, they are invitations. Every setback is not a dead end, it is a detour to something greater. When fire comes, I don't crumble, I forge. When storms rise, I don't drown, I learn to sail. Adaptability is not weakness, it is dominance in disguise. Because the one who adapts controls the future. You are not made of glass. You are not breakable. You are not fragile. You are fluid. You are form and force evolving into excellence, one shift at a time. Say it. Say it like you mean it. Say it until the bones believe it. You weren't thrown into this life, you were sent. Not to coast. Not to watch. To rise. There is something sacred about the morning. It's the battlefield where you choose again and again who you are. It's where the weak shrink and the powerful sharpen. And you are sharpening. No matter what comes today, you will respond with purpose. You will walk into rooms like you belong. You will move through chaos like it's choreography. You will speak like your words build empires. You will breathe like a soul on fire. Because you are not average. You are not confused. You are not waiting. You are awake. You are aligned. You are anchored in truth. And that truth is this: you were made for more. Made to lead. Made to serve. Made to build. Made to love. Made to fall and rise and fall again, until you no longer crawl, you fly. Every morning, speak like your life depends on it. Because your words are seeds. And one day, they will grow into your world. So rise with fire. Stand with purpose. Because what you say to yourself in the silence becomes the rhythm of how you walk through noise. And when the world forgets who you are, these words will remind you. When critics shout louder than clarity. When setbacks mock your progress. When doubt claws at the door you locked last night. These 12 truths become your armor. Your anthem. Your alignment. You want to change your life? Change the conversation you have with yourself. Stop waiting for applause. Stop asking for permission. Speak as if your voice was forged in fire. Because when you start your day speaking power, you carry that power into your actions, into your relationships, into your purpose, into your legacy. This isn't motivational fluff. This is spiritual recalibration, mental warfare, and emotional mastery. Your inner dialogue is the thermostat of your destiny. And if you don't set it every morning, someone else will. So stop negotiating with your old self. Stop arguing with limitations that were never yours to begin with. And start commanding your mind like the general you are. And that's what this world needs. Not more noise. Not more scrolling. Not more people playing small in the name of false humility. What this world needs is you fully lit. Unapologetically focused. Completely awakened. Radically intentional. And entirely committed. You don't rise by accident. You rise by declaration. Every morning is a throne. And the first voice you hear is your crown. Will it be doubt? Or destiny? Will it be complaint? Or command? Will it be fear? Or fire? You decide. You always decide. Because even in the silence, even when no one's watching, even when the bed is warm and the dream feels far, your words still echo. Your mind still listens. Your spirit still waits for orders. So give them. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when life gets easier. Now. This morning. Every morning. And when those words become rhythm, rhythm becomes ritual, and ritual becomes reality. Speak it. Live it. Repeat it. Until the world doesn't just see a new version of you. It feels it. Because transformation is loud. Not in noise. But in presence. There will be mornings when your body aches. When the world feels heavy. When your goals feel far and your heart feels hollow. And in that moment, you will face a choice. Repeat the language of your limitations. Or speak the code of your transformation. This is the difference between those who drift and those who dominate. Between those who wait for inspiration and those who become it. Between those who tiptoe through life and those who leave footprints in history. So ask yourself every dawn, what am I allowing into my mind before the world has a chance to touch me? You don't need another morning wasted scrolling. You don't need more mental clutter, more digital noise. You need words that build. You need declarations that root. You need reminders of who you are when the world forgets. And if you want a different life, speak a different reality into existence. Daily, deliberately, devoutly. Because the moment you stop speaking from your past and start speaking from your purpose is the moment your life begins to obey. Speak with fire. Move with clarity. Wake up like the next chapter depends on it, because it does. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not underqualified. You are becoming. And the world has no defense against a soul that knows exactly who it is and speaks like the war has already been won. Because in many ways, it already has. Every word, every choice, every morning. That's how legacies are born. So let others hit snooze. Let others wait for the right mood, the right moment, the right alignment of stars. But you're done waiting. You are rising. And from this day forward, every morning is no longer just a beginning. You've heard the voice of limitation for long enough. The world is loud with it. The news is filled with it. Your past may even echo with it. But from this moment forward, your mornings belong to a new voice. The voice of power, of purpose, of unstoppable identity. Because words are not just sound. They are seeds. And what you plant today, you will harvest tomorrow. So ask yourself, what kind of forest are you growing? If your thoughts are the bricks, and your beliefs are the blueprint, then your life is your masterpiece. And every morning is another stroke on the canvas. So paint boldly. Speak truth. Stand tall. Let the world adjust to your frequency, because you will no longer shrink to fit into it. Let that truth echo so loudly in your bones that fear forgets your name. Let it burn so fiercely in your belly that doubt has nowhere left to hide. Let it rise so consistently from your lips each morning that life itself must bend in your direction. Because this world does not yield to the loudest. It yields to the most aligned, the most focused, the most faithful to their vision. And when you declare these truths daily, without compromise, you become the type of force no setback can contain. No failure can discourage. No critic can dismantle. Because you know who you are. You know why you're here. And you are no longer waiting for proof, you are creating it. This is the new standard. This is your new baseline. This is what it means to wake up with power, not once, but every single morning. And if you ever forget, if the weight of the world tries to drag you back into silence, come back to these words. Breathe them in. Speak them loud. And remember, you're not repeating mantras. You're reprogramming the very structure of your destiny. Because once the mind is commanded with clarity, the world follows in obedience. And so it begins, not with noise, but with a word. Not with outside permission, but with inner conviction. Because now you know. Every morning is not just a reset, it's a reawakening. A remembering of who you truly are beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath the distraction. You are not what happened to you. You are not what they said. You are not what you failed to do yesterday. You are what you decide to become today. So decide. Decide that from this day forward, your mornings are sacred ground. A temple where fear is exiled, weakness is purged, and power is crowned. Where the voice in your head no longer whispers doubt, but roars with identity. Where your mirror doesn't reflect tired eyes, but unshakable vision. Where your lips don't speak of problems, but of possibilities. Where your soul doesn't shrink at the size of your dreams, but expands to meet them. Because here's the truth that few ever grasp. You are not here to chase life. You are here to command it. And that command begins every morning, with the voice inside you. So if you rise with hesitation, you'll walk with hesitation. If you rise with weakness, you'll live in reaction. But if you rise with power, if you rise with vision, clarity, gratitude, belief, and fire, you'll walk through storms with calm. You'll face giants with grace. You'll bend the world with your presence. That's the code. That's the difference. That's the transformation that begins the moment your feet hit the floor and your mouth speaks life into your reality. Because you were not meant to sleep through destiny. You were meant to wake it up. And now you know the way. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm hits, when the sky is still dark, and the voices of doubt try to rise, you'll rise louder. You'll rise first. You'll rise different. And the world? It won't know what hit it. Start every day like your life depends on it, because it does. This is not just a motivational video. This is your new morning ritual. A voice in the dark that reminds you who you are, what you're capable of, and why you can no longer play small. Modernized for a generation that refuses to settle, this cinematic motivational speech is your call to arms. Your daily dose of mental reprogramming. Your weapon against fear, doubt, procrastination, and mediocrity. Inside this video, you'll discover 12 transformational declarations that will rewire your identity, sharpen your discipline, unlock your vision, and realign you with the version of yourself the world is waiting for. Let these words sink into your soul. Repeat them every morning. Because when your self-talk shifts, your entire life changes. Every great individual in history didn't just believe in an idea, they embodied it. They woke up with it. They walked with it. They went to war with it until the world bent to its truth. Because if your mind is a garden, then most people leave theirs unguarded. Weeds of fear. Seeds of scarcity. Roots of regret. But you wake up and tend the soil. You plant strength. You water clarity. You prune distractions. You fence off lies. And over time, that garden becomes your kingdom. Discipline is the great separator. Not talent. Not connections. Not circumstance. Discipline. Because talent burns out. Connections fade. Circumstances shift. But discipline is eternal. This is where everything changes. This is where victims become visionaries. Where reaction becomes creation. Where you stop blaming the world and start building your own. Life is not something that happens to you. Life is something you design moment by moment, belief by belief, action by action. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. Your destiny is not built in bursts of passion. It's built in the quiet, boring, sacred moments where no one's watching. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting. It's not viral. But it is powerful. When you show up, journal in the morning, repeat your truths, guard your time, move your body, feed your mind, you're not just doing tasks. That's when things begin to shake. That's when excuses begin to die. Fear is loud, but it's also lazy. It only grows where there is absence of vision. But when your vision is crystal clear, fear shrinks. You see, you're not here to compare. You're here to command. Not through dominance, but through expression. No one can outdo you at being you. No one can compete with your lane because you built it. Because deep inside you, beneath the fear and fatigue and failures, there is a knowing. A soul-level knowing that you are not here by accident. You are here on assignment. You were not made to follow. You were made to forge. And every morning, as you breathe those words into life, the world starts to shift. Not because the world changed, but because you did.